Far away, in an enchanted land that seemed untouched by the steady march of time, there lived an old master named Gohan, who found a baby boy abandoned in the wilderness of the region. The old master raised the boy as his own child, and marveled as the youngster grew and became uncommonly strong. Now the boy, known as Goku, is on his own, and has become the sole guardian of his grandfather's most mystical possession, his Dragon Ball.
There we go. Alright. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mark, and with me is my good friend Tyler.
Howdy.
And because we're pretty much bored and we have nothing else to do, we're gonna do a retrospective. But it's gonna be a series though, as in like we're not gonna cover this entire series just in one go because it's a lot of remembering. Everything, and that's gonna be my original idea.
It's gonna be a.
Yeah, I don't remember as much as I should, so we're just doing.
It'll.
Sagas.
Yeah, it'll just be like a mini series or something, just to maintain our attention span.
Yes, and that Saga. From what series will be from the original Dragon Ball, a series that nobody really watches anymore because they have Super.
Unfortunately.
Yes, they have Super.
Yeah, it needs to come back somehow.
They'll probably never come back. Do they actually have a Dragon Ball Kai?
No, because in Japan, instead of Dragon Ball Z Kai, like it's called in America, it's just called Dragon Ball Kai.
Oh,
unfortunately. So that would just be a little awkward. It would be like a Dragon Ball Kai Kid Saga or something like that.
Is Dragon Ball and Z all considered one consecutive series in Japan? Like it's just all part of the same thing, or do they?
Dragon Ball?
I think they separate them too. Like there is we know that there is GT different thing in Japan. Like is it called Z in Japan too? Like.
I'm not sure. It was in the title card in the Japanese opening, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it's. I think actually in the manga, maybe it's just like the Dragon Ball is just complete.
Yeah.
Same thing all the way to
in the manga, but in the anime it may be a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Let's continue with the retrospective of Dragon Ball.
Yes. So it's the original, which everybody pretty much gets turned off by because. Well, many people's first look was Evolution. So I don't blame certain fans if that turned them off. It honestly turned me off. For years, it turned me off too of the series. I'm like, this is it? This is okay. So I was very displeased with that until I got back into it a couple of years later. I mean, what series did you start out with?
What series did I start?
I'm gonna guess.
I started out with Dragon Ball Z because I saw Resurrection F as a I didn't watch the movie, but I saw a poster for the movie at the movies, and I was like, that looks awesome. So I just did some more research on it, and now I've been stuck in the fandom ever since.
Yeah, well, I start way back. Oh yeah. I've been way back. Like when I was like 5 or 6 or whatever, I just caught it on Toonami, like in my big brother's room, and I'm like. What is this? I mean, we weren't allowed to watch it at the time because it was really loud, and my dad and mom were like, turn this off or whatever. It was the original Dragon Ball too, so it was just kind of like, there's more fan service kind of stuff. Mom and dad would walk in, and obviously, yeah. So I understood that. I watched Z as a kid, but just not that.
Oh, yeah.
Z's very toned down. I think maybe Tori kind of caught on, and he toned it down.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm making kids things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is going to America. They're not into Japanese fetishes. But yeah. So but a couple years later, I was allowed to, so I ended up just watching it. It's like 180 episodes, I think.
153, I think.
Oh, 53. Yeah, I think that's actually what it is. And it's a pretty long series. It's I think Z definitely beats it out. But I think Z stuff's at 290, I think, episodes.
Oh, yeah, 290 something.
Yeah, so it's long, but not as long as Z, guys. So you can get it's pretty much like for Z, I think around episode whatever. The Cell Saga pretty much is like episode 150 whatever, or the Cell Saga. So it's pretty much like just watching all the way through the Cell Saga. That's pretty much how long the series is. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I got into it. I got into it after, like, more after Z. But I liked it though. It's a very, very different style though, compared to Z though.
Mm-hmm. It's like an entirely different writing style. You feel like it's written by an entirely different person. But then you read, like, other Toriyama works, like Dr. Slump. I read a bit of Dr. Slump one time. And it just felt very Dragon Ball-esque, where it's like potty humor, but it makes you smile. It's, like, well written.
Yeah. Toriyama, he also helped in the creation of one of the better, I think, like, RPGs called Chrono Trigger. I played. That's a fantastic game, actually, by the way. It's great.
Wait, was he in charge of, like, writing it or drawing it?
Yeah, he wrote the story. He wrote the story and did all the character enemy designs and overall kind of game stuff. Because we already know, he was already, like, affiliated with making Dragon Quest. So he was...
Oh, yeah.
So he's pretty much, like, you know, he had it down. I think, like, it was him, the creator of Final Fantasy, and a couple other guys. It was like, they call it, like, the Dream Team or whatever, who came together to do that game.
We need more angsty people with spiky hair.
Yes. Yes, we do.
So, onto the topic of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so pretty much let's just get it out of the way. So yeah, that's how we both got pretty much our footing for it. He started a bit later than I did, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Then we kind of went back watching it, and he read the manga. He's the only one. I didn't read the manga. He read it though. Is it much different than the series? Like, is it much?
Is it different than Z, or is it different
than just the show, Dragon Ball? Like, did they change anything?
The show? I couldn't notice anything too big that much, really.
About to say,
it felt like you're reading the manga, only you're watching it. It's hard to explain. It's like the manga's moving. It's basically the same.
Yeah.
I haven't encountered that much filler, but I've heard that the filler that's in Dragon Ball is like welcome filler that explains things.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're probably a Z lover, it's also very, very, because getting it out now. If you watch Z, this is a very sluggish series compared to that. Don't expect fight scenes every episode, or Kamehameha. It's not a very. It's story driven. This is a very story driven show. Just getting ahead of time.
Yes, it is.
This is when you're wondering, like, who are all these guys? Why aren't they never elaborated on in Z? That's because all their character development started here, and he just kind of drops. Toriyama has a bad thing of just kind of dropping characters later on. So,
he does that a lot.
On to the first episode, which introduces us to. Which is this kid who we don't really know much about. As this series goes. But yeah, so pretty much something happens. I know Tyler might have spoiled it earlier, but you guys may have not heard it. But something happens as the years go on, as he trains with his uncle or grandpa, who's also a karate master. So he trains them for years, and then somehow one night his grandpa died by getting stumped by some monster. So he dies, and he leaves Goku a 4-star ball, which is a ball he had in his family for generations. We're not exactly sure what they are. Yes, but in the context of the series anyway, the Dragon Balls.
You're just like, oh, it's Grandpa, and she's just like, this is just a ball, and he's like, yeah, it's Grandpa.
And thus Team 4-star was created. But yes, so he's left with a Dragon Ball, and he pretty much calls it. He thinks it's. I guess he doesn't really understand, but he thinks he calls it Grandpa, because I guess it's his.
That's
it's
because
his memory.
It's like the only thing that his grandpa,
left him. So he just calls.
It's like It's. I think Up when he talked to the picture and called it Ellie.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lot more depressing than the show, but because Goku, when he refers to his dead grandpa, he's just like, oh yeah, my grandpa's dead.
Yeah.
And Bulma's just like, oh, I'm sorry, and he's just like, oh yeah. I went out to pee, and, like, King Kong stepped on him, and
Yep, and that's... Yeah, it's a really sad story.
So casual.
Yeah, it's a really sad story. I don't think, it's not really that emotional after, when we find out... I'm not going to spoil it right now, but we find out later. Toriyama, really does nothing with that later on, kind of. But, so pretty much, he's left alone for years. He just kind of grows up off of the instincts that his grandpa taught him. And the first episode starts off with him trying to catch a giant fish. He karate chops the fish and brings it out. I actually like the way he's there's like a lot of character in that first episode. Like you learn a lot about him just like through like solo moments and stuff like that. Like that, yeah, he's lonely, but he also knows like what he's doing out there. And
he's just like, I feel like eating, and then he just jumps into the water.
Yeah, the thing is, like, he's not really sad about being lonely though. Like you think like he's like super sad.
Yeah, he's just like totally like
he's like hi,
casually
monkeys.
going out punching trees.
Yeah, he's like hi monkeys, how you doing? It's like he doesn't really care that he's alone. He's just having a good time living, I guess.
Yeah, he's just acting for himself.
Yeah, and so he ends up getting a fish, and he's trying to take it home to eat it because it's a huge fish, by the way. It's like a whale, and because Saiyans have giant appetites, by the way. Just getting out there.
Oh yeah,
as we're gonna see later on.
But, in case if you don't know.
Yes, they love eating everything. Mm-hmm. So he takes it home, and a convenient car comes by and almost wrecks his meal, and he karate chops the car apart, and out comes a girl named Bulma.
Are you saying you've never seen a girl before?
Nope. Besides my grandpa, you're the only human being that I've ever seen. But Grandpa told me about girls. He told me that if I ever ran into a girl, that I should be as polite as I possibly could.
I see. Well, what a nice thing to say. Your grandpa sounds like a very wise man, is he?
Well, he was. He died a long time ago.
Huh? Shame on you! What do you think you're doing?
I was just checking to see if you had a tail.
And her plot, which I thought I didn't know for a while, I thought like it was something really, really important, but no. Her plot is she's looking for these 7 Dragon Balls to initiate a wish to get a boyfriend. Not something important, just a boyfriend. Like, you need a wish to do that? You're like probably the prettiest girl in town and the richest, and you need a wish to get So that's her wish.
But I liked her original idea where she was just like, I wanted to make an eternal strawberry so that like no matter how much I eat it, it never runs out. And I'm just like, that's so much better than a boyfriend.
Exactly. Like she could get. I don't understand. Is she not in school or anything? Like she can't ever see a guy and be like, whatever. But so yeah. That's her wish. She wants to go around just to get a boyfriend. That's like the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know.
And a waste of a wish. But she, yeah.
Eternal power? World dungeon? I want a boyfriend.
Yeah. A boy toy, pretty much. Because it's just a random made-up person for her. That's so dumb. Like, she realized...
I like to imagine it's like the boyfriend from Inside Out where she's just like, I live in Canada.
Yeah, it's like...
I would die for Bulma.
I would die for you. That's pretty much what it is. Like, where would he live? Whatever. I don't think she really thought that far ahead, but yeah, so that's her wish.
Made.
And she ends up seeing that Goku has a 4-star ball, and she wants it from him, but he's not going to give it up because it's his grandpa. It's what he gave him. So she ends up trying to, creating this idea. Well, first of all, before flashing him to try to get it, she ends up... Because
he's like 12.
He has no idea what he doesn't care about girl body parts, honestly.
Oh no, or girls. He didn't even know the girl. He was just like, you're really skinny for a person, and she's just like, I'm a girl. Oh, that's what that is.
Has never had any outside interaction with anybody. Getting out of the way.
Which is hilarious.
Only with
and that comes into play later in the show, which is amazing.
Yeah, which they overplay all the time, which I love because it gives them a lot of character. Had a lot of funny moments. But yeah, I guess his grandpa was a hermit and never really cared to ever have friends or anything. But apparently Master Roshi was his friend, but I guess he never talked about him either. But yeah, so...
He's called the Turtle Hermit.
Yeah. So Goku is always alone. He's never had any interaction with anybody else ever except for his grandpa. So he doesn't know what a girl is. He doesn't know what the different foods are, what different kind of animals are. He only cares about fighting and eating and sleeping. Like, he doesn't know anything. So when she comes up, he's like, so that's what a girl is. I've always wondered what the majestic girl was. It's like, I just love that about, like, what Toriyama did with that. But
so many MMORPG fan jokes could be made from that. Oh, it's a girl! If you like MMOs, then that's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I make jokes because they make me laugh.
Don't worry. Maybe it just takes girls longer to grow theirs.
I'm sure it'll sprout up any time now, kid. What a weirdo.
How did you get that monster to do what you wanted it to do?
That's not a monster, silly. That's a car.
Oh, so this is a car. Grandpa told me about them, but I've never actually seen one.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally.
I'm not really an MMO person in the first place, so I completely understand.
Yeah.
But so he ends up, he's not going to give it up, so she makes a plan where he'll just come with her to protect her, while at the same time, technically, she has a fourth ball. So it's pretty much like he gets to see the world, and she pretty much gets a Dragon Ball, so it's a win-win for both. So they end up going on an adventure, and, some stuff, hilarity ensues, and for the first episode. Like, not really much happens in the first episode. It just kind of like, this random monster comes tries to eat Bulma, and he attacks with his power pole, which I don't know how he got that. I guess his randomly had that.
Yeah, I don't know either. He just kind of, I guess Grandma was like, "Hey, you want a stick?" And he's like, "Yeah!" And he just gets the power pole.
Yeah, so he knows how to use that, but he never uses it again in Z.
No, he should have.
There's so many, there's just so many things in this show that I think are great, like fantastic kind of new, like cool things, like the cloud and all the stuff, but he never uses it later on. So it's like, because he doesn't need it.
He didn't need the cloud.
Super Saiyan don't need that in any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
because his ki was so powerful, and he can just fly wherever.
Exactly, or just teleport. So it's like
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so all this kind of stuff, like cool stuff that will be shown up, like will be forgotten. But yeah, the power pole is pretty cool though. I'd definitely get one. That's pretty cool. And
yeah.
So he goes with her. They go on an adventure. They try to find some Dragon Balls. And the second episode, actually. The second episode is... No, it's not even long, actually. Not really much happens in the second episode. They end up finding it through... I don't remember if it's just in the woods, or they end up... No, they end up setting up camp somewhere, and they find it. It's not really... the second episode really isn't that interesting. They end up finding a Dragon Ball on the way, and it's just Bulma and Goku again. And then I think the third episode is where we meet the next character, which comes in their group, which is Oolong, this shape-shifting pig, who is terrorizing a town and trying to get a bunch of girls. I don't know. I don't really know what his plan was with that, but
yeah,
it's kind of creepy. I really don't know
creepy.
What the heck that was, but yeah, he apparently.
I don't know.
He terrorized.
But anyways,
wow.
Like.
Was it?
And then he became part of their group.
Wait a second. Wait, are you there? There we go. It's kind of lagging.
Sorry, it totally froze on me.
Yeah, it's kind of lagging. There we go.
Yeah, it'll get better.
So what'd you say?
So then this pig comes on their journey through the powers of constipation. They find another Dragon Ball or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
they get another, at the Ox King's palace, and that's where Goku meets another girl.
Yes, in the next episode, so they meet Oolong in the first one, and it's just kind of like, he does, he's taking over a town, they find him, and they say that he has to help him find the Dragon Balls. I think it's because they had to stop Oolong, and the townspeople would give them a Dragon Ball. So they stopped Oolong. Oolong ended up joining them through the power of constipation pills, apparently. And they're forced. So he's forced to be with them now. He's forced to go on this journey. Like, he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm looking for tall, dark, and handsome.
Just give it time, honey. You'll see. I'm the man. Hey, back off, kid. I ain't that kind of pig.
You were right. You are a man.
Of course I'm a man, you imbecile. What more do you want? I'll take a polygraph. Give a blood sample. Just don't ever do that again.
Then they head to the next town, and we find a new girl, which her name is Chi-Chi.
And spoiler alert, at the very end of the series, she tricks Goku into marrying her, which I find freaking hilarious.
Yeah, this is just kind of like setting it up, but yeah. It's like, just meeting her now, it's like, this is such a, I actually like this episode. It's like, I believe it's episode 4, I believe, yeah. where he ends up meeting Chi-Chi.
It's before Chi-Chi completely lost her mind. So they were just like a cute little couple. And then in Dragon Ball Z, she is just insane. Goku's incredibly stupid. So it makes you understand why Chi-Chi's so insane, because Goku's so incredibly stupid.
Exactly. So Chi-Chi, she apparently is lost, and they have to get into this giant, their Dragon Ball radar, which, by the way, Bulma uses to find the Dragon Balls, is pointing to this giant house on fire that has a Dragon Ball in it.
And then there's just like, oh, how do we... Mm-hmm.
And so they end up finding out the reason. There's this man named the Ox King who, I guess, made some sort of wish that nobody can come steal his treasure or whatever. So he put his giant barrier of fire on his house.
Yeah.
But he can't get in it.
Boy today who knows my name is Chi-Chi. You must love me too.
Well, you seem like a pretty nice person to me.
But I'm not even sure my papa will let me have a boyfriend yet.
Well, don't worry about that. Your dad sent me here. I'm supposed to help you find Master Roshi so we can borrow the Bancho fan.
Really? That's so sweet of you.
Well, hop onto my flying Nimbus, because we really should get going.
You mean I can actually ride on this thing without falling?
Well, sure, but you do have to have a pure heart.
Oh, that's okay. When your dad's the Ox King, you always behave well.
Need some help there?
Well, enough. Ooh, hey, what happened to you?
Well, you grabbed my tail, and I lose all my power when somebody does that. It's the only thing I just can't stand.
So
yep.
That shows how just stupid.
Yep.
People are.
Stupid.
Yeah, so he ends up doing that, and he says, I guess, there's like a bunch of fetch quests Goku has to do in order to get the Dragon Ball. He has to find Chi-Chi, go to the master, this old man named Master Roshi, who can probably dash the fire out. So Goku does that. He finds little Chi-Chi, who I guess has been knocked out by this other character named Yamcha, which I believe actually... They made Yamcha, I think, like an episode before, and he's this desert bandit who just, I don't really know what he wants. He just wants to steal. I guess he heard about the Dragon Balls or overheard them talking, and so he wants.
Like his wish is to overcome his social awkwardness around women, which I find very relatable and hilarious.
Same here actually, and Bulma's is to get a boyfriend. Anyway.
Foreshadowing.
But yes.
Foreshadowing.
So, yeah, and he ends up finding Goku. Goku beats him up and chips his tooth. His tooth is like chipped for the entire series, by the way. Or no, it's like for the entire saga, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and so he's like, I'm going to get that monkey kid.
Just a second. All right, destroy him, little bunny.
Oolong, why should I want to destroy this guy? Did he hurt somebody?
Haven't you been listening, kid? The sword isn't made out of rubber, you know. He plans to kill us.
I don't want to fight you, but if I have to defend my friends, I will.
I admire your bravery, kid.
Is bravery or stupidity? Huh? Jeez, I thought it was an earthquake.
Because so he ends up trying to head after them, but he's not going to get the dragon, like, steal it from them. He's going to let them. He just wants to kind of hang behind them, let them get the Dragon Balls, and then he's going to steal them all from them and to make the wish. So he's just kind of hanging behind them and stalking them pretty much until they get them all. And he ends up meeting Chi-Chi first and knocks her out, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah.
And so Goku finds her. I guess he makes some sort of lie that, like, he didn't mean to, and he's just admiring her, and he was too excited or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. He's like, I'm so excited! Punches her in the face.
Yeah, and then Goku meets her, and he's, so Goku meets her, tries to take her back. Not before trying to pat her in the unmentionable to see if she's a girl.
Yeah.
Which she does a lot, by the way.
Which is a little creepy. It's funny, but creepy.
What if I, as a kid, did that to every girl I saw? Oh, you really are a girl. Mark!
Young me really compares a lot with Goku, because he was just oblivious as all get out, really stupid and everything, and just had stupid hair and everything.
Exactly.
And just freaking cracks me up.
To be fair, a lot of the things he did, like he does in the show, I did do at some point. Not the girl patting thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's creepy.
But
like a lot of the things that he did as a kid, like overeating and just generally being oblivious to other people's feelings, which I did a lot, which I don't really regret as much as I should.
And I was wondering how the guy's different for girls, because I was an idiot too. I'm like, what? How? Is everything a guy? As a kid, like I was really weird.
It's like a tree.
As a kid, just to get this out of the way, as a kid, I actually thought I was adopted as like the only black kid in the family. So growing up, I think it was like until I was 4, I thought I was actually going to turn white like everybody else. I'm like, I'm dead serious, by the way. Like I think my mom like brings up all the time how I asked her out loud in front of like a bunch of black ladies in a mall or whatever when I was going to turn white. And I was always just getting out of the way too. I was always asking how you could differentiate a girl from a guy in public to my dad.
Oh god.
So I can completely relate to Goku, and I'm dead serious. Like I'm not even lying about all this kind of stuff. I found out a couple years later, like I can't turn white. I guess okay, and because I never saw a black person in my life. It's like I'm like I can relate with this guy, and like especially with Goku completely going, I don't know. Oh
yeah.
It's just like So I can relate a lot with Goku as a kid. So which makes me really enjoy him.
It's a very fun story.
Little fun facts, but so that's how I relate with a lot with Goku. Is like I was pretty oblivious to everything. As a
kid, Goku is very like comparable to just generally guys who are oblivious kids.
Yes.
Which I was. I was like the king of oblivious people.
Yeah, and
I think like one of the big things that I remember about myself is that like I would accidentally offend someone and then I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I said it," and on the inside I was like, "I didn't mean to say that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
As a kid, I just offended people all the time, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
You didn't know that
I didn't
you were
even know what I was. Yeah, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just heard things like my Burger Brothers and all that.
You're just like, "Wow, you're so fat. How much did you eat?" That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, that's pretty close actually. A lot of times in public, I was like. Yeah, I was pretty rude kid as a kid.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know. I
think every kid.
I was like 4.
Oh yeah, well, like every kid does that at one point, just because you're a kid, and when you're a kid, you don't really have a filter of like, I should be nice. You're just like, oh well,
I should keep my pants up when
kids are completely innocent and honest. Yeah.
Even like as a kid, like when like going like in the bathroom stalls, so like my dad, like I just pull I just like drop everything into my entire pants. I'd be like,
dude, every kid did that.
I'd just be like butt naked going to the bathroom.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, I'm
every kid did everything that Goku did at some point.
Which exactly makes you think find the
except for the padding thing, which is a little like.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was ever. I knew to keep my hands to myself.
Like the majority because it's fun, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew to keep my hands to myself. I was always wondering like, how is a girl different from a guy? I was always like, what else bumps in my chest? Am I gonna get that when I grow up? So yeah, like I can relate with Goku. So like when he ends up like doing a bunch of weird stuff to girls, I'm like, yeah, it's obviously Toriyama being like Toriyama, but at the same time, a kid like this probably would do those kind of things. So when he's trying to ask questions to himself, so he does that a lot, and so he ends up getting Chi-Chi back to him, and then he ends up meeting Master Roshi, a Turtle Man. Potential man.
Yep.
And Master Roshi, which by the way is probably the biggest pervert in the entire series.
Oh yeah, in any anime.
Yes. So So he they need him to dash with the fire. So he ends up doing the Kamehameha thing, the Kamehameha move, which not only dashes the fire but destroys their entire house. Idiot.
Yeah.
But they end up finding the Dragon Ball, and I guess, the Ox King and Chi-Chi aren't exactly that mad about it. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, they put out the fire, so at least they have something to work from.
Exactly, so they can just rebuild. And they give him that.
And also, the very important scene. Very important. scene.
What is it?
Goku sees Master Roshi firing the Kamehameha, which he spent 50 years trying to perfect.
Yes.
Goku is like, let me try. He's like, it took 50 years of work. Surely a child like yourself can. And he was like, wait, what? And then he just actually fired it.
And it just does it. Which, by the way, if this is the first series I watched, would have probably bothered me a bit. It's kind of like, like how like Ren or whatever, like in Star Wars 7, like can do all these Jedi things which he was never taught. It's gonna be like, but because we know Z and because we know like like we just talked about Bardock and all that, they could already do these kind of blasts and stuff like that before. He's a Saiyan. He's a Saiyan, so it makes perfect sense on how he could easily do this, not just like a random kid.
Well, he's not really just a random kid, because you already know he's probably not human with all the tendencies that he has, even as a little boy. Like he eats, like I ate a lot as a kid, and I eat a lot now, and just because food is awesome. But Goku eats a lot of food. Like I've never eaten as much as Goku, sadly.
But the thing about that is he thinks he's normal though.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's totally normal. Like men have tails, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
And I love the one scene where he was just like, oh yeah, I guess all guys have tails. And she was like, wait, do they? I guess they were all tucked in their pants. And I'm just like, well.
Well, they are, but anyways. Yeah, so that's why I like okay. He thinks he's like everybody else. So he doesn't like really he's like, so where's your tail? He's like he just has this innocence.
So casually.
This innocence to him, like
he's very innocent.
He doesn't know anything. So you can't really get mad at him. Yeah, he can't.
Oh no, you can't.
For like doing these kind of things.
He's impossible to get mad at.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe when he grows up, you can, because he knows better.
Oh yeah, because like giving Cell a sensu bean.
Oh my.
It's not the smartest.
Hey.
Not the smartest move.
Or it's just like. For right now, he's a very. That's what makes him like really great. Like where you can't be like, okay, this kid's just plain stupid, and we get it. This is the show. No, this is what every kid would probably go through if they were like him and didn't.
Oh yeah.
Never had any social interaction. Never had met a girl. Any of this. So I love that about him, and that's why the series never gets stale, because you're growing to love the show as he grows up, pretty much. Like you're growing with them, like understanding more like about him than he is. So. Yeah, so after that, they leave, and then they end up going, they go to another town to find I think at this point they have, like, I believe it's like 5 Dragon Balls, and they end up, Olaf, him, and whatever, not before, I think, another episode before that, where Yamcha tries to come inside and steal some Dragon Balls inside their place while they're sleeping.
And more awkward interactions, etc.
Yes, but, it's not Dragon Balls.
No.
Yeah, so
I love the way he draws faces when they're just like shocked because of just things that are seen that cannot be on the scene.
Which only happens like in this series because these kind of faces make it work. But later on, like it's not like they don't like really seem that.
Yeah, in Z you'll never see faces done like that except for like I don't know when if they occasionally make a slightly dirtier than normal joke. Yeah. And then Vegeta's head will get bigger or something like that, or in Boo do something, and they're just like, whoa! And they have slightly more extreme expressions.
Yeah, well, he tries, I think Toriyama's been trying to do that more in Super, but he didn't really do that much in Z. Like, where everybody's just kind of like...
Yeah, everyone's just like, action!
Yeah, it's like they're trying to be realistic action show with...
the androids!
Yes. So... Yeah, so, he's still following them. They go to another town and find out that, somehow, actually, an episode before, sorry for going like an out of order, but who cares? It's a saga. Somehow, an episode before, Bulma loses her clothes and has to wear this bunny outfit that, Olam has because his girl fetish or whatever, I don't even know.
Because he's creepy.
Yeah, but they go to another town and and everybody is kind of scared of Bulma for a bit. And we find out that later on she's able to take things for free and all that to like refill because they think that she's part of this bunny gang.
Oh yeah, because like the bunny suit that she's wearing, and then they all get wrapped up in some stuff. In short, Goku sends a bunny to the moon. Bulma gets turned into a carrot, then he gets turned back. The end.
Yeah, which by the way, I didn't get like in the Rage episode. He's like, even send the bunny to the moon. I'm like, what? I'm talking about until I just recently.
Wait, are you I love how Trunks is just like, wait, did you make that last one up?
Because it's like so stupid. Especially how he does it too in the show. It's like it's so dumb. Yeah. So,
I know.
So So this bunny gang comes out. They're I guess they're the pimps or whatever, the town, whatever. I don't know, the mafia.
The bunny mafia.
Bunny mafia. And they
I'll make Uncle Bugs proud.
They end up getting beat up, and Goku can't touch one of them, the head leader, otherwise he'll get turned into a carrot.
Let's shake hands, baby.
Huh? I wouldn't trust him, Bulma.
Hey, did you want to be friends with us? Certainly.
Now I remember his...
And it's a pretty actually interesting episode. And yeah, so a lot goes down in there. He beats him up, and then they end up getting the next Dragon Ball from I believe the townspeople again.
Yeah.
There's a lot of getting Dragon Balls from town people. So yeah. Then he sends the bunnies to the moon by using his power pole to carry them all the way up into space and puts them on the moon and comes right back down. How long is that pole, first off? How can everybody breathe in space? I mean, I guess Saiyans, but, you know.
Oh, no, Saiyans cannot breathe in space.
How do you do that?
Shown in the Frieza saga.
So
he's just there and he's like, okay, bye.
And he's clearly Toriyama, so then why do they need Saiyan ships to come to Earth?
It's just a visual gag. Think of it as a visual gag.
I guess.
I told them that if they made enough rabbit treats for all the kids on Earth, I might let them come back down. It should keep them busy for a while.
Rabbit treats?
What? Don't you like marshmallows?
There's no science behind sending a freaking bunny to the moon.
And that moon... Wait, so are they still there when, Vegeta ends up... Or no, Piccolo destroys the moon? Before we go... Because I don't think they ever come again.
I'd love to see Mr. Satan or Hercule or whatever his name is just be like, it's a trick! And then Goku's just like, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids!
I can't wait for that.
That'd be amazing.
So I'm guessing, yeah, they got blown up with the moon during the Saiyan saga, apparently. So, yeah. And then, so pretty much they get the Dragon Ball, leave town, and then we're kind of slowly introduced to this, these two new characters who work under this other character, which, by the way, is part of the entire saga, which are Mai and, what's the dog's name again?
Mai, Shu, and Pilaf.
Yeah.
And it's not Shu as in, like, the shoe that you wear, it's Shu like S-H-U.
Yeah.
Hey down there! Whoa! Wow, it's great! Thanks, I love it!
You fly that thing like you've had it your whole life.
Hey, yo, what about me? Aren't you going to give me a gift too?
What do you say? Did this young lady help you as well?
No, just the boy.
Hey, what about the seawater I gave you?
I think I have to side with Turtle on this one, but I could be persuaded to change my mind.
So it's...
I learned that in an interesting way.
Mai and Shu, which are pretty much the Team Rocket of this show.
Basically, they really are. I never thought of them as that, but they really are.
Yeah, they pretty much are.
And Pilaf. I guess Pilaf could be like Meowth because he thinks he's in charge.
Exactly. Yep.
And he is in charge of them, but just his entire leadership demeanor is very reminiscent of Meowth.
Exactly. Pilaf is just this little guy. I don't know if he's alien or not. He's just kind of there. And
he's probably an alien.
I don't even know if he's actually an emperor or not. It could just be something he just self-proclaimed himself to be, but...
Which would be hilarious.
I bet that actually was what it is, because like, he has no subjects or anything, so it's like, whatever. But, yeah, so they work, these two, they're, Mai and Shu are these agents he hired to try to get the Dragon Balls too, because he has a wish that he wants to, just rule the world, pretty much. So
Shu is a talking dog, by the way. Mai is the hot assistant.
Yeah, Mai is the hot assistant.
Shu is the talking dog.
Yeah, Mai's hot assistant, hot Chinese assistant, who looks like she's part of the Red Ribbon Army, I guess. I don't even know.
She kind of does look like she would be part of the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess not though. But
she might be like an ex-agent or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
Then she was just the talking dog ninja for some reason.
Yeah, I don't even think they worked together before this, but yeah. So they're both just hired to help get the Dragon Balls. So we have a 3-way battle to get the Dragon Balls between Yamcha, the Goku team, and Pilaf, and everybody's pretty much out for blood to get these Dragon Balls.
A couple of steps east. No, wait, it's south. By about, I'd say 7 paces. Then 6 steps, straight ahead and you're there.
I found it!
Oh, what do we have here? Look, it's a Dragon Ball. The one we already have. That monkey boy and his friends have the Dragon Balls we want, so where is he?
And so hilarity ensues with them a lot. They're actually pretty much like the best comic relief parts of the show, like when it's not on Goku.
Oh yeah.
I might say, when I was watching it a couple nights ago, like this show has a lot of interesting conversations and stuff like it's a lot more. It's a much smarter show, I think, than Z is.
It is,
especially between
very cleverly written. Oh yeah.
Very, very cleverly written, and a lot of the jokes might go over your head. But I'm like, I got that. It's not like they're not perverted jokes. It's like these kind of jokes like they make it towards Pilaf because they don't really like how he orders them around. But like,
oh yeah,
there's a lot of times like these jokes that you have. It's like these are jokes that like they don't like pander to little kids. Like these jokes are smart.
Oh yeah, they're. Mm-hmm.
I think that's
smart jokes.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Like Toriyama got in this series is that it's a show for everyone. It's not just like little tiny. Like there's a lot of funny moments. I think like everybody, even adults would.
Yeah, anyone can enjoy.
Yeah, it's a hilarious show, by the way. That's what keeps my attention is because it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
If it was just like a go from straight like point A to point B, kind of like Z, where the Z like has very minimal laughs.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, okay, this is kind of boring because there's no fighting in it at all. But
it's like if you mix, it's like if you mix the colorful personalities of Marvel with the horrid swaths of silence and dreadfulness of DC.
Yes,
that's pretty much what Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is very story driven too. So you get a lot of characters actually being able to talk and come out and like give their personalities, and when they all do, they all clash perfectly. I love all these characters.
They do.
I didn't used to like Yamcha, but I do now because I know more about him. Mm-hmm. He's funny, and he's and Z just kind of like I don't like people. I'm here, and I like. I
don't know why I'm here.
Yeah, I like the Bulma at some point, and I'm not relevant. But here is he has a reason. I like his character. I like him. I actually like him. So this show really, really kind of opened my eyes and like. Yeah, Toriyama, you're kind of slipping a bit. You need to bring some of these guys back because they're hilarious.
Yeah.
So like that, I really do love. I think I love Dragon Ball's story more than Z's in a lot of instances. True. So and this is just one arc, by the way. I'm like hooked. I'm like
yeah.
So yeah, I really, really do like this series. And so yeah, it's a 3-way clash between all 3 of them. And there's a bunch of funny stuff that happens in between, like they all meet and a bunch of like little battles take. And I think at one point, Mai and Shu are like in this graveyard, and Goku ends up finding them. And I forget exactly what happens, but the way they leave and all that is it's hilarious. And yeah, and then there's not really much happens after that. I mean, until nearing the end of the series or the end of the arc is Mai and Shu actually, they all get the Dragon Balls from, I forget what the last place they got the Dragon Balls was from. I'll have to look that up, actually. But, yeah, so they end up getting the last of the Dragon Balls somewhere, I forget where. Probably, I think it's from Pilaf. Or, because Mai and Shu slipped. And so they have all of them, but then Mai and Shu come back with a vengeance, and they get this robot that destroys their Goku, Bulma, and Oolong's house and takes all the Dragon Balls. Goku heads after the mech that they're in or whatever, and he thinks the mech is a sentient thing. When they're already like miles away from the mech, they already left the mech. So Goku's attacking this one mech while they're getting away. I'm like, no, just go. Because he doesn't know anything. So he's like, okay, come out, you dumb robot. Goku, they got out of the mech and they're already whatever. So they get away, and they go back to Pilaf with all the Dragon Balls, except for the 4-star ball, because Goku still has it on him. And so Yamcha realizes that if he doesn't help him out to get it back, he'll never get his wish. So they all join up together, and finally, like, Yamcha, what's the little thing that follows him around?
What's the whole thing about what?
The little creature who follows Yamcha around. What's his name again? It can do shape-shifting and all that. Just like
the flying cat thing?
Yeah.
Flying cat thing? That's Puar.
Puar, there we go, thank you. Yeah, and Yamcha's not alone. He has this little funny friend Puar too, who's kind of like Yamcha's voice of reason, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And and they all join together finally, and they end up trying to go after the Dragon Balls together, and they find Pilaf's mansion or giant castle thing.
Yeah,
and try to go
a palace.
Yeah, and a couple episodes is just them going through there trying to get to Pilaf through all his traps, because I guess apparently Pilaf had like a degree in like torture or whatever he said.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bunch of traps they go through. Pilaf finds out that Goku still has the Dragon Ball on him, so he sends Mai and Shu down there. He sprays them with gas, makes them all pass out, takes the Dragon Ball, and is finally going to make his wish because he has all 7 now. But Shu forgot to close the jail, so they all head after him, and hilarity ensues.
Very soon, the world will be mine!
Have you made your wish?
Give me...
Until it ends up, there's like a whole pinball episode, I guess, or whatever. Like he has a giant pinball machine they're in.
Yeah.
And I find it hilarious that at the end of the episode, they just end up going right back to the exact same jail they were in. And they didn't even know it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
This entire episode led us nowhere.
Yeah.
So they go, so they end up, I guess, Pilaf puts them in a different kind of prison this time. No.
They got hit into this.
Yeah,
in the manga, they were in this like glass prison sort of thing.
Yeah, but that's actually after. So first they got put in the sand prison, and they have to watch. Pilaf tries to call the almighty dragon within the Dragon Balls, which is named Shenron, who will give you 1 wish. I thought it was 3, but I guess not. I guess that's later on in Z where they get 3. But yeah, so he ends up almost about to make the wish while Goku Kamehamehas a hole through the jail cell and lets Oolong out as like in his bat form or whatever, because again he can shapeshift. And he heads towards right before he makes his wish, Oolong screams out that he wants the world's extremely comfy pair of underwear. So the wish is wasted. He gets his dumb underwear on his, and then Shenron ends up leaving.
All of the Dragon Balls just flew away.
That's what happens when the dragon grants a wish. The balls are spread all over the earth again.
What? That means the Dragon Ball Grandpa gave me to remember him by is gone.
Seize him! I want that pig for dinner! The others have escaped too! I want them all! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Hey, let's go, Puar!
So the entire arc was wasted by an underwear wish. Nobody gets their boyfriend or whatever. He doesn't get his wish, so it's pretty much a win-win for everybody except for Pilaf, I guess. But he ends up finding him again. He's so ticked, so he puts them all in this giant jail cell, which is like a glass one. Which I guess when the sun comes up, it'll end up frying them all alive.
Yeah.
There. And this is where we find out that Goku ends up like telling him like we probably something's up with the moon, guys. My grandpa told me never to look at the full moon. And they're like, why?
I did. This huge monster came out, and then they're like,
wait. Came out and squashed him. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like,
and I love how they're all terrified terrified. He's like,
He's like,
so don't look at it. And he's like, look at what? And he looks at it.
I'm like, no. Actually, what happens? They don't say that. Mama says, like, he says, don't look at it. Look at what? And then she points directly at him and yells, don't.
The moon, then there wouldn't be any doubts at all.
That's true.
But what if he does turn into a monster? We'd end up just like his grandpa.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Let's not chance it. It's far too dangerous.
I'm with you. Goku, be very careful not to look at the moon. It's right above you.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Are you okay, Goku?
Of course I am.
You had us scared there, kid.
Phew, I knew it was just a coincidence.
I'd suggest we run, but I wouldn't know where.
Goku, stop it! This isn't funny!
I don't think he's joking.
Oh, I hate it when Pilaf starts snoring like this.
It feels like an earthquake.
That's ridiculous.
Look at that moon right there. She exactly says that, like she wanted him to do it. I'm like, what the heck?
Don't look at this moon. And he just looks up and he's like, oh, that one? Yes.
And he's like,
don't
I'm
look
fine,
at it.
guys. And then he ends up, because he said that this giant beast stepped on his grandpa, and that's what killed his grandpa.
Giant monkey King Kong.
And yes, pretty much. And what comes out is he stares at him for a bit. He's like, oh, nothing's happened, guys. I guess he's wrong. Oh, no. And he transforms into this giant great ape, I guess. That's what it's called in America. I don't know what it's called in Japan.
Yeah.
I think it's called something else.
Uzaru.
Uzaru. Yeah, so it's giant, whatever. It's a giant ape with a tail. It's pretty much like a gorilla with a tail.
Basically.
Because like gorillas don't have tails, so I guess he just kind of added.
Yeah, they called it an ape, but he has a tail, so
it's not an ape.
Just your skin.
It's a giant, whatever. So yeah, we just call it the great ape because Toriyama doesn't know how apes work. So it's a giant ape who ends up crushing Pilaf's castle and just rampages, and for like a whole episode, it just destroys everything. Doesn't care what it's hurting. I think he almost eats Bulma at one point before. He ends up, Yamcha ends up like, 12 hours later, we need to do something. Finally, we need to do something and get him to stop. Pilaf.
So Yamcha gets a big old hunk of rock, punches it into a sword, and cuts off his tail.
Punches it into this giant, sharp sword-looking thing. Somehow, I'm not sure, whatever.
Because Yamcha was awesome. He used to be so.
I know, and he never does this kind of stuff again, which ticks me off. It's like
you never see that kind of stuff again. You never see him punching a bit of rock into a sword.
Yeah, so he ends up chopping off the tail. I guess. I don't understand. Like, how do they know that would do that? I don't remember that it would get him down. I guess maybe they explained it somehow, but yeah. So they end up chopping off the tail. Oh no! They find out because earlier in the saga. Yamcha finds out that the tail is when people grab Goku's tail, is what makes him weak. So, I guess he thought that if I cut it off completely, he'll weaken himself so much it'll turn back. So it was just kind of an assumption. So yeah, because Saiyans, I guess, are the strongest race, but their weakness, pretty much their kryptonite, is their own tail.
Yeah.
So
except for like royalty or super elites, where they have it trained out of them.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, Raditz didn't. Well, then again, he's.
Raditz. Oh yeah, Raditz was not a super elite though.
Yeah. So I would say I don't think I think Vegeta he
Vegeta and maybe Nappa.
Maybe Nappa, but they never grabbed his tail at all, so we wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so the tail comes off. Goku goes back to little, and Emperor Pilaf's castle is destroyed completely. They all still live, like, nobody dies. Which is kind of, because this show is, like, not really, this show is fine with showing blood and all that. Like, it's not really, it doesn't hold back like Z does. Like, I think there's a lot of different kind of moments, like, where there's, like, a bunch of fighting and there's blood, teeth come out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just, like, different kind of, I don't know, but yeah.
It's a different kind of violence where it's, like, it's not brutal.
Yeah, it's not brutal.
It's kind of fair. It's usually fair fighting.
I think later on in the series, in the original Dragon Ball, later on, like
later in the original Dragon
Ball,
he punches through a guy.
Yeah, like later on,
it's like Thomas's way through his stomach.
Yeah, later on when he comes, he ends up. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff that goes into that, but yeah, for now it's kind of tame. But yeah, so his tail gets cut off. He turns back to normal and just kind of sleeps through like the entire night. And then when he wakes up, he has no idea what happened. Just like, I guess, it's the same time when he ended up killing his grandpa, which is really sad. Because he doesn't know, he still doesn't know he did it. At this point, he finds out later on. Right now, he doesn't know.
He's 18 years old.
Yeah, he still doesn't know anything. And, by the way, his tail, they can cut it off, but it grows back. It'll keep growing back throughout the rest of the series, which I've seen. So, which is kind of odd because it never goes back in Z. So I don't get like what.
Yeah.
It's kind of. I don't think Toriyama understands. Like he kind of forgets a lot of things. Like, does their tail grow? Does it just grow back as kids, or?
Maybe it's like a genetic thing where it's sort of like height growth or how strong you become with human beings. Where with some people it grows back more times than others, or something along those lines. That may be why Goten and Trunks never had tails.
Well, then, no, it doesn't make sense because Gohan had a tail and he's half Saiyan, and so was Trunks, but Trunks never had a tail. Period.
Well, maybe it goes by chance. Where like because they're half human, half Saiyan.
Well, I think
their chance with a tail.
What most people think about that is that Toriyama just, Toriyama stated in an interview that he forgot to give little Goten and Trunks tails. Again, he's forgetful. Some people just like to think that, like, just instead of that, maybe because, like, for Trunks and all that, obviously Bulma knows what the tail does, and she just cut it off him early.
Yeah.
But it doesn't explain why it never grew back. So, like, Toriyama he's a very forgetful guy. So, like, later on, there's a lot of inconsistencies with, like, how these tails come back and, like, go, because I think, like, Goku, like, gets his tail back, like, 3 times in this series.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
He doesn't get it back later on when he grows up. Again, it's like, okay, whatever, but... So, yeah, the tail gets cut off. He wakes up. He doesn't know anything. He still doesn't know that he killed his grandpa, which is really sad, I think.
Check him out! Now that's a definite improvement. That's style.
Your legs are a lot shorter than mine are.
Hey, what's with the wisecrack, huh? Didn't mean to frighten you there, kid.
You didn't. I just can't seem to stand up.
That's not too surprising. You probably just need to spend a little time learning how to balance without your tail.
Why would I want to do that? What? Oh, no way! My tail's gone, you guys! Where could it have gone? I can't believe it. It's really gone, you guys. I'm sure it was there last night. It just disappeared. Vanished. I don't know. Guess I should wait for it to come back.
You are one strange little kid, Goku.
Where's my, power pole?
It's that way.
They just kind of move on from there. Yamcha and Bulma are like, we don't get our wish. I wanted a girlfriend. You wanted to not be socially awkward around girls. Let's just date. Why didn't we do that before? Not waste our wish. So this entire arc, technically, the wish...
Hey, dude. They got super comfy underpants, so it's kind of worth it.
It was a waste of time! Because he never wears it again, I don't think. What do you do with that underwear?
Yeah, I mean, like, with that kind of a wish, you could have gotten a chicken McNugget with hot wings. McDonald's doesn't even have hot wings. You could have gotten McDonald's hot wings, which don't even exist. Conceptualize them, Shenron.
Exactly. What if I was stupid enough and the Shenron's like, make your wish. I would like a Subway sandwich. Okay. And he's like, you have 3 wishes. I like a Subway sandwich. Okay.
A Subway sandwich?
Okay,
you have 2 wishes.
A bag of chips? Okay, and what's your final wish?
A water. Okay.
Make it a large Mountain Dew.
Oh my god. No, you're like
Are you sure?
I would like.
There's a whole year before you can wish. No, I'm actually pretty much hungry right now, so it's not.
I want a water, okay? A Fiji. It is my power.
I was like, but can I have a spicy chicken on my Subway? It is beyond my power. Okay, let's make it another one.
I want a 3-foot hoagie.
Yeah, so they end up dating. Oolong just kind of says he's gonna, leave, whatever. I don't know. He'll be back. So, they end up leaving to go date because they're like, oh, we wanted was here with us all along.
It was with them all along. And then you went on to become the least faithful date person of all time.
Exactly, because nothing even happens with that date. But so, and Goku's like, he says he's gonna go and train with Master Roshi because Master Roshi, after he found out that Goku could do the Kamehameha wave, so that Goku could come whenever he was ready, he could come back to his island with him and train with him. And Goku wants to train, so they all pretty much split up. And Pilaf, I forget what happened. I guess they kind of stick around. I guess maybe to rebuild it.
They're just like, oh, well, that happened.
Yeah. So they just kind of leave, and I guess now, Mai and Shu are obligated to stay with him, even though they were just hired hands, I guess, because they explained in the show that they were just hired, they weren't always with him, so the mission's over, so why does he still need them? But whatever.
I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting for his next opportunity.
And then Toriyama said, let's use them. So let's put them in Super.
Maybe like the rest of the series, they just feel sorry for him, so they're just like, let's just.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't. I guess that's probably what it was. He's like, we don't want Pilaf to be alone. He's not that interesting on his own. So. Yeah. That's pretty much where the arc pretty much ends, where it's just they all go off pretty much happy. Like if this arc was just on its own, just a thing. Mm-hmm. I'd be fine with it because it ends pretty much like with a happy ending, pretty much. Like there's really no loose ends. Everybody gets what they want. The Dragon Ball.
Krillin wasn't introduced. I want to see Krillin, so maybe one more.
I mean, in terms of if we never saw some of these characters again, for if back then in this arc, everybody pretty much got what they wanted. Yeah. It pretty much ended. There's really no reason for them all to meet each other again unless Toriyama wanted to do something.
Yeah, but that's pretty much where the story closes up.
Yeah, and then so Goku's gonna go hit, and then I guess the next arc we're gonna be me and Tyler are gonna be doing. I believe it's called the tournament arc.
Oh yeah, that's where Goku and Krillin are training up for the tournament.
Yeah, Goku meets this kid named Krillin, and they're gonna be doing this entire thing with Master Roshi, a bunch of training, and I believe that's I'm trying to see. Let's see here. Oh, Tournament Saga is 15 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not that much. We'll try to meet up after your camp and all that, and we'll do that again.
Yeah, hopefully.
So the next arc we're going to be doing is the Tournament Saga. It's only 15 episodes, so if you guys want to watch it, pretty much we just gave you a little review on what happens, and if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Just know going in, if you watch Z before this, it's a very big departure from that. Or it's not really it's
refreshing.
Series, yeah, but
it's refreshing.
It's a refreshing little adventure, not a fight show, just for the sake of because you want adrenaline pumping action every second of the day. It's
more story than action.
It's a story driven show.
Yeah.
Kind of like One Piece, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of. Only I don't know, more attention retraining. And I'm not saying that One Piece isn't fun. It's just there's a lot less you need to be stressed about. Because instead of 800 episodes, I guess it is by now, it's just 150 something.
Exactly.
It's a lot less you have to be intimidated by.
Yeah.
I never thought that life could be such a neat adventure. Go!
Soon, Goku's skills will be put to the test when he joins Master Roshi and begins the rigors of Turtle Hermit training. But what other challenges await our young hero? A new day dawns, and a new adventure begins next time on Dragon Ball.